Imagine you are reaching for a favorite childhood book. You remember the title, The Berenstein Bears. But when you look at the book cover, it says Berenstein Bears. Are you confused? You are not the only one. Now imagine the Monopoly Man. Does he wear a monocle? Many people insist he does, but in fact he never has. Maybe you remember Pikachu's tail having a black tip. Or you might hear Darth Vader's deep voice saying, "Luke, I am your father." But in reality, he never said that exact line. What if thousands of people all remember the same thing, a thing that, according to history, never happened? Welcome to the world of the Mandela Effect. This is not just a quirky internet meme. The Mandela Effect is a real psychological phenomenon, discovered by researchers and experienced by millions of people. The term was coined by paranormal researcher Fiona Broome, who realized in 2009 that she, and many others, shared a vivid memory of Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s. In reality, Mandela lived until 2013. How could so many people remember the same fact that never happened? This is what psychologists call collective false memory, when groups of people misremember events or details but fully believe in them. To decode the Mandela Effect, we first need to look inside the human mind. Our memories are not perfect recordings of reality, but are like patchwork pictures, constantly being edited and rewritten. Cognitive psychologist Elizabeth Loftus was one of the first to reveal how easily memories can be manipulated. Her false memory theory shows that suggestions, such as a misleading question or an altered photo, can implant entirely new memories into the human mind. Imagine being repeatedly told that you got lost in a shopping mall as a child. Over time, that story can become as real as any genuine memory. It is not deception, but rather how our brain naturally fills in the gaps. Another active process is called confabulation. This is not lying. Instead, it is when the brain, trying to make sense of incomplete information, creates details that feel right. If you have ever confidently remembered a friend being at an event they never attended, you have directly experienced confabulation. Memory reconstruction is another cause. Each time we recall something, the brain does not replay an exact recording. Instead, it rebuilds the memory from fragmented pieces, sometimes confusing dates, faces, or even entire scenes. Over time, with each reconstruction, small errors gradually appear and grow. Schema theory helps explain why these errors often follow similar patterns in many people. Our brains use schemas, mental frameworks built from experience, to interpret the world. When we encounter something ambiguous or unfamiliar, we default to what makes sense based on those frameworks. For example, the name Berenstein fits more common surname patterns than Berenstain, so our minds unconsciously correct it that way. Or, the Monopoly mascot seems like the type of person who would wear a monocle, because that fits our schema of a wealthy banker. Finally, confirmation bias locks in these distorted memories. When we share memories with others, online, in conversation, or through popular culture, we seek out and remember information that aligns with our beliefs. If everyone remembers Looney Tunes, then it must be true, right? Try checking this with a few real examples. Take a moment and think. Is it written as Febreze or Febreze? Many people remember there being two E's, but it's actually always Febreze. Now imagine the Fruit of the Loom logo. There's a horn full of fruit behind it, right? If you answered yes, you're in the majority, but in reality there has never been such a horn. Or maybe you watched Looney Tunes as a child. Is it Tunes or Toons? Most remember the latter, but the correct answer is Tunes. Which questions did you answer correctly? Which questions made you feel wrong, even after reviewing the evidence? Our brains are very powerful, but not perfect. So what does it mean when thousands, even millions of people confidently remember the same thing incorrectly? If our memories can be distorted so easily, then who are we really? Are we just the sum of our stories, even if those stories are flawed? The Mandela Effect challenges us to question the reliability of our own minds. It reveals that reality is not a single, unchanging film reel, but a collective story that is constantly evolving, shaped by perception, suggestion, and imagination. Perhaps that is the most fascinating part. The same brain that allows us to be creative, imaginative, and empathetic is also prone to collective errors. In a way, the Mandela Effect is a reminder. Certainty is not evidence. What we remember is not always what actually happened. And sometimes, the truth is stranger than memory. If you find your memories being challenged, you are not alone. There is still much to discover in the treasure trove of the mind. Subscribe to receive more distorted facts. Welcome to MindDistort Vault.